What is up guys, it's your boy Swollam here, back with another classic WoW Season of Discovery video for you. Now this video should be coming out right before the actual season launches, anywhere between like the last 24 hours basically. I'm recording this video like 30 hours before the season comes out, and I'm just going to schedule the video to come out a little bit before the season comes out itself. So today I want to talk about the importance of gold making, give you a little bit of tips and tricks on how to get a head start for making gold in Season of Discovery, and also talk about why gold making is actually going to be a little bit more important than I was thinking in Phase 1. So let's start with that aspect. Why is gold making going to be important at all in Phase 1, and why do you have to care about how much gold you have? It's Phase 1 after all. The level cap is going to be level 25, and at level 25 you don't really need gold that much. There's not that many expensive enchants for your weapons or armor overall. There's no gems, there's nothing to really care about. There's no raiding, there's only like BFD, right? But no like consumables you have to care about. No flasks, no like elixirs and stuff like that. There are mana oils and elixir oils that you will get from BFD that you can still use in BFD, but they won't really be that expensive. That being said, there is one constant cost for anyone who uses mana that I want to talk about today, because this one kind of caught me off guard, and this one can obviously be changed. But the way it's looking right now, if you take a look at mana drinks, you have Sweet Nectar, which is a vendor drink, right? Restores 1344 mana over 27 seconds. Now compare this to Conjured Spring Water. Obviously this one restores the exact same amount, right? And it says requires level 25, which means in theory you should be able to use this in Season of Discovery because the conjured item requires level 25. That being said, the spell itself, unless it's changed, is a level 30 spell. The Mage Conjure Water rank 4, which is what gives you Spring Water in this case, requires level 30. Even though the drink itself is level 25, which means that no mage is going to be able to give this to you, nobody can make this in Phase 1, so if you want to have the best water, like obviously you can drink rank 3 water, that's going to give you way less mana, so if you really want to get the most mana, which you definitely want to do, you're going to have to buy these. You're going to have to buy Sweet Nectars, and they sell for about 50 silver for a stack, right? When you're buying them from a vendor, that's going to cause a constant gold flow, constant gold demand. It's not a lot, it's 50 silver for a stack, and you get 20 in that case, right? So you're gonna buy a stack, you will have the stack for like a whole raid or several dungeons or whatever you're gonna use them for. But if you're a mana user, like a caster, healer, whatever, you want to have these, and you're gonna chug through them like hotcakes. So in this case, it's gonna create a constant demand for gold outside of the other things like enchanting, skilling up crafting professions, getting your bis gear through crafting as well, buying BOEs, whatever else you want to have gold for. This is gonna create like even more demand for gold that I wasn't really thinking about. That being said though, Phase 1 isn't really like heavy on the gold side. There's not that many things you need to have gold for. Even in this case, it's 50 silver, which you can definitely get by just questing at level 25 as well, killing mobs in the open world. Even just doing dungeons and raiding, you will passively get income, but if you really want to get more gold at the same time as doing everything else you're doing, then while leveling, my recommendation is grab skinning. There's no reason not to have skinning unless you're really power leveling, and you can't sacrifice those 2 seconds it takes to skin a mob after killing it. In my opinion, it's just worth having skinning. For example, I leveled 2 characters in hardcore recently to level 50, and all the way to level 15 I had skinning. On character number 1 I sold all the skins to a vendor while I was leveling, and on character number 2 I was selling them on the auction house. On character number 1, just from level 1 to level 50, skinning and vendoring those skins gave me an additional 150 gold just by skinning. That being said, like I didn't just skin the mobs that I found, the ones that I killed, I found mobs that other people had killed and looted but haven't skinned, because a bunch of people, they don't bother grabbing skinning. They want to have like other things like engineering, mining, herbalism, you name it. Skinning is going to be really profitable, it always has been, especially when it comes to raw gold, and especially because not that many people are using it, you can skin other people's mobs as well, which just adds to the actual profitability here. On character number 2, I had gotten 300 gold because the leathers were selling for double on the auction house, but in a fresh environment like Season of Discovery is going to be, if a lot of people have skinning, it's not really going to be worth selling on the auction house, at least not in the beginning. So the plan would be to just pick up skinning, vendor them for gold if you need the gold then and there, or you can send them to a bank character and sell them like 1 or 2 months in when people need that skinning or those leathers to skill up leatherworking. That could be another example. So really, the advice here is grab skinning while leveling. It will reduce your leveling speed by a little bit, but you will get so much gold back for it. I just don't see any reason why you shouldn't have it unless you really care about those speed leveling passes. So for that matter, I want to show you 2 locations that are my go-tos, especially on the Alliance side. Now in Season of Discovery, I actually haven't decided yet which faction I'm going to go. I've always played Alliance, so if I really want to play fast and be good, I should still play Alliance, but at the same time being Horde would provide a fresh experience, so we'll see. I'll try to make an update video on that to talk about my faction, realm choice, and I think I'm gonna make a guild as well. Either way, the locations I want to show you guys today is number 1 is here in Dunmorrow. In this case, if you want to have skinning, just go to Ironforge, pick up skinning, and start skilling up skinning. So you can go down here, just get skinning as soon as humanly possible, and come down here. This is like a huge bottleneck on the gnome and dwarf starting area, where these are going to be dead 24/7, and they respawn fairly fast, but there's a bunch of people here, and then you just skin everything. Even the mobs that you don't kill yourself, like there's going to be thousands of skinnable mobs 24/7 outside the cave, inside the cave, so all you have to do is just stand here, look for yetis and skin them. In addition, we're not playing hardcore this time around, so you have multiple lives, so you don't have to be worried about going into the cave and dying in the cave. That's a non-issue, and you probably won't anyway, so just be at this cave, skin yetis, skill up skinning. You're gonna get to like max just from doing this, and then you can go to the level 10 area and keep skinning over there as well. Super easy, and it gives you a really good head start. Once again, you're sacrificing a little bit of efficiency by going and grabbing skinning, and then standing here and skinning for a bit, but you will thank me for it later down the line. And location number 2, which I usually go to when I'm skilling up skinning, is this farm right here. Actually, you have 2 farms. You have this farm down here and this farm on the left side as well. And even now, I'm playing hardcore right now, and you can see there's a bunch of dead boars on the ground that I can technically skin in this case. And this is like at 1 AM, and there's still a bunch of dead boars that I can skin. Even like over here, you can just kill them, they respawn super fast. It's absolutely insane, and you can stand here, kill things on your own, or what's most likely gonna happen is if you're playing at launch, there's gonna be like so many people doing these quests because the boars, they're attached to a quest, so they're going to be dead 24/7, giving you a bunch of free skins. And if you stay here for 10 minutes, you're going to be like 100 skill in skinning straight off the bat, maybe even just like 5 minutes or even less as well. A really good spot. So once again, if you are going to go here, just get to level 5 or something, 5, 6 or 7, just follow your regular questing route and pick up skinning before going to this part of Elwyn Forest for skinning or for questing. In that case, you're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone by actually having skinning while doing these quests, and then just running back and forth, following questing or following RestedXP, whatever, and skinning at the same time. Really good spot, and I think Horde has a couple of them as well. If I just go to Orgrimmar right now, or Durotar, I believe they have a couple of farms located either north over here or even like down here. There's a couple of farms with a hyper spawn or a fast spawning effect over there as well. Once again, I don't have the best experience playing as Horde, so I don't really know exactly where they are, but there are a couple of locations just like this on the Horde side as well, where the farms are much smaller and much more like compact when it comes to the spawn density and mob density as well. Now, just to give a little bit more of a speech about Goldmaking in Phase 1, what I would recommend is that Phase 1, just level a bunch of classes. First of all, you want to play multiple classes anyway to figure out what you enjoy playing, to test out the different classrooms we're getting, the class abilities, right, the class changes, to just figure out your main, because the level cap is level 25. And when Phase 2 comes out, level 40 is going to be the new cap, in which case we're going to get professional cooldowns. If you have leatherworking, for example, you can start scaling up leatherworking and using your stuff and things there as well, even though getting to the point of making Cured Rugged Hide at level 35 is going to be very difficult, and same thing with Alchemy, but technically you can. Like, level 35 is that breaking point where you can start making gold with crafting professions, so Cured Rugged Hides with leatherworking, and if you go to Alchemy, you can start transmuting Arcanite. Once again, to get to this point, you're going to have a lot of high level, both mining materials and herbalism materials that I don't think will be available in phase 2, but anyway, the best thing you can do in phase 1, if you ask me, is level up characters, pick up Alchemy and leatherworking, get those to the max skill you can get them to in phase 1, and then in phase 2, get them to the point of being able to utilize cooldown crafting just to make passive gold. It's just you log in, click one button, and get that gold, which will be available in phase 2 or even phase 3. I think some people can start in phase 2, but even then, where are you going to get arcane crystals? Nobody's going to have those in phase 2, but skilling up the profession will definitely pay off long term, so skill it up in phase 1, keep skilling it up in phase 2, and also probably have a druid with herbalism and mining as well to fuel your crafting professions, which should be engineering on your raiding character, and maybe alchemy as well, right? So pick up a druid, go feral, and get feline swiftness. This will give you 30% increased outdoor movement speed, which I think is probably the best thing you can have on a gathering character. So a druid with herbalism and mining in phase 1, really good, same thing in phase 2, and then keep leveling alts, grab leatherworking, grab alchemy, and scale those up as well. For me, phase 1 is just gonna be me playing a bunch of alts, leveling characters, having fun, and while I'm leveling I can hit 2 birds with 1 stone by having those crafting professions and setting myself up for success later down the line, while still having fun and testing things out in phase 1. Now, phase 1 I'm not gonna focus that much on gold making, but I will later down the line, and actually even in phase 1 there are a couple of kind of interesting gold making opportunities that will come as we go through things, and even just like selling leather is going to be really interesting and useful. And really, if you want to know more about gold making in Classic WoW as a whole or Season of Discovery, do consider checking out my Classic WoW gold making guide as well, which I've made from scratch. It's a 134 page document with 50 total gold farms, or more than 50 at this point. It also includes investments, how to make gold with professions, launch advice, and also access to a private Discord server, which is where I'll give more input on my gold making plans for Season of Discovery. So you get all of that, including free updates. So if you care about making gold even in hardcore Classic WoW, regular Classic WoW, or now Season of Discovery, this is the ultimate guide for you. It's the ultimate Classic WoW guide for a reason. It contains everything you need to know about gold making in Classic WoW, and hopefully it will help you out. And I've made this to try to help you, like, no matter how good or bad you are at gold making, I just want the guide to be helpful. So once again, if you care about making gold as a whole, check this one out. It'll be relevant in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, every single phase of Season of Discovery, even future seasons as well. And after the season, maybe you want to make some more gold on Classic Era servers, you can still use the guide over there. And of course, you can use the code Solheim to get the guide at half price. So the link to that will be down below. Either way, that's the video for today, my first actual gold making kind of discussion for Season of Discovery. Let me know if you want to make gold in Season of Discovery, and if you want more gold making content, I'll definitely make some. Either way, leave a like down below, and the season is coming out very soon. I am very hyped. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you again very soon.